We are back with more adventures of the Florida Powerboat Club. Stu Jones here with our producer Ryan McCoy in our Pompano Beach studio, and we are happy to be releasing now the 4 upcoming episodes featuring the 28th edition of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run from February 2023 on the heels of the Miami International Boat Show. And as always, this is an event that has a strong focus on all of our manufacturing and dealer sponsors who are showcasing the latest in offshore high-performance boats, mostly on display at the Miami show, but you guys want to see them running, and that's why we love the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, because we're going to get on the water and run from Miami down to the beautiful Isla Mirada in the Florida Keys in the middle of February when the rest of the country is under a blanket of snow. So let's thank the guys who help us pay the bills. Our presenting sponsor for the FPC 2023 series of events is Mercury Racing, celebrating 50 years of Wide Open. And by these sponsors in alphabetical order: Big Thunder Marine, Blackwater Boats, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Doug Wright Power Boats, Fountain Power Boats, Midnight Express Boats, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, Plantation Boat Mart, SD Marine Group Isla Mirada, Statement Marine, and Top Gun Performance, dealers for cigarette racing. And kicking things off here with Mercury Racing doing a new product launch at the Miami Boat Show, the new Mercury Racing 400, and along with the gang from Nortec High Performance pictured here were all of the key players of the performance marine sector. Back over to the Miami show, of course, there's a shot of that brand new Mercury V12 600 horsepower. We do have a handful of those now in the Florida Powerboat Club. Obviously, this big motor has been a game changer for the performance marine industry, especially the big heavy center consoles, 50 foot in length and greater. And of course, many of the big performance express cruisers we're starting to see are using these motors in lieu of diesel stern drive and inboard applications. So you can imagine how the engineers that build so many of these boat lines that were very popular throughout the United States and even abroad are saying, wow, we have got to reinvent the way we run these boats because we have this Mercury V12 now. So everything that is being done in these last couple of years by Mercury and Mercury Racing is really changing the way we look at performance boating. And it's exciting to me in so many different ways because it gives a wide range of choices now for every kind of boater imaginable, from the entry-level guy that has a small 30-foot cat that wants a pair of 300s to a big 50-foot center console guy that would rather see 500 Rs on the back of his boat, or possibly a set of 4 Mercury V12. So either way, there's a lot of choices that can be had, so that now boat builders are changing the way they think about designing their boats, and of course consumers are getting excited about the many options. Over here now at the In-Water Show, of course we visited all of our Florida Powerboat Club sponsors, both inside the convention center and at the In-Water Show in downtown Miami. So it's a big show. It takes several days if you want to cover the entire thing. But remember, guys, that's what we love about the Miami Boat Show Poker Run. Looking at this brand new Blackwater, of course, we had one on display at the Miami Boat Show Poker Run just a couple of days later. And that is the attraction of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, which is now in its 28th year, that it was always focused on showcasing the boats once they get out of the show, to get them out on the waterway and allow people to see them running, get a chance to ride on them, and of course get away into the Florida Keys for a little bit of fun where you can let your hair down and enjoy the beautiful February weather here in South Florida. And just a few days later, a change of venue. Of course, the weather stayed the same, but we're now at Grove Harbor Marina in Coconut Grove, just a few miles south of that site we just visited in downtown Miami, one of the locations for the Miami International Boat Show. But what we're seeing now is the formation of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, which is a Thursday departure from Miami, and Grove Harbor being one of about 3 locations that are actually getting boats on the water right now. Of course, Hollover Marine Center, another one where we have a lot of customers who keep their boats there and are getting launched to get ready for the run. But what's happening here at Grove Harbor Marina, which is new and is really helping out our event format, is the availability of new docks. They have just installed a new docking addition to their marina, which allows for possibly another 40 to 50 boats. You're not looking at it right now. That's their original floating dock on the inside basin. But somewhere later in the show, we'll get a chance to show you some of the additional docking that they have added here at Grove Harbor Marina. And remember, while they have a very limited footprint on the land, and it's a difficult marina to come in and stage at with your truck and trailer, it is an easy marina to just show up on your own bottom and tie the boat up for the night in a protected basin and use some of the hotel partners that we have across the street, including the Courtyard, Coconut Grove, and as well as Ritz-Carlton. Miss Jackie with the FPC girls here getting things ready on this Thursday morning, including, of course, the dockside breakfast with Einstein's fresh bagels and coffee and juice and fruit and all the grub that you need to get out and get on the water for the day. Of course, it's not very far, only about 45 miles to our first checkpoint at Gilbert's, where we're going to serve everyone a very hearty lunch. So I think just getting on the boats right now and getting on the water is everyone's first mission. And of course, it is still quite early in the day and we don't have very far to go. So we told everybody, don't worry about getting down here at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. We'll have the breakfast served dockside, but if you get here, fine. If not, no worries, because we're not going to start serving up the first poker card until about 11 a.m. And that's the time that we're going to be rendezvousing with the rest of the boats that are coming down from TNT Marine Center and Hallover Marine Center. Most of those guys are going to take about a half hour to get down here. So altogether, about 80 boats registered for the run. Most of them are going to run today. We have had a 2-event format in previous years where we allowed for a Friday departure, but that has just given away over the years because fewer and fewer people are wanting to go down on Friday. They want to get the most of the weekend. Thursday to Sunday, that gives them 4 days to play in the Florida Keys.
And we're going to give poker cards out. But she's
Have you done that? Have you given out poker cards?
I have, but it was a long time ago, so she's going to show me how to do it today. Yeah, well, seasoned. I have like a technique going, you know? I feel like I'm going to do like a little like, you know.
And that was our FPC girls, Kendall and Kelly. And I can't wait to see Kelly's new move to hand out those cards. Looks like the cards are starting now. So let's start introducing our teams. We're getting kicked off with Dan and Nancy Wall from North Carolina. And they are showing off their brand new Fountain 38 SCX team off the wall. Check out, they got those 3 brand new Mercury Racing 400s. That's right. Those are the motors that we just saw launched a few days earlier at the Mercury unveiling. So somehow they got lucky and got one of the first sets for this fountain. Can't wait to see that move, Kelly. In the meantime, yes, the walls are getting a different camera angle now from the dock here as the card goes out. Kelly makes her move, and yes, indeed, it is Nancy Wall that saves the day to get that first poker card. Of course, they're making it their family event with their 2 daughters, twins, joining them for the weekend on this brand new fountain. What a beautiful boat. And these fantastic drone shots are going to give us play-by-play from up in the air, looking down. And always got to give thanks to the guys at Grove Harbor. You can see them on the left with their long PVC poles with those little boxing gloves on the end, and that is to help the boats from hitting the dock. So great teamwork here at Grove Harbor. Oh, she snagged that card, and she's ready to go. This one is. And that is Jeff and Brenda Jacobs from Maryland in Team Triple J's 39-foot cigarette. This is a regular event for them. They like to do it every year. They also attend the Key West Poker Run. Triple Mercury Racing 450Rs on this 39 GTS. Yes, indeed, Kelly is getting ready for this today. She has been training for this important task of handing out these poker cards. Look at her go. I don't want to know what she had for breakfast. And it's another center console, this time a 38-foot Statement. Danik Laskowski. Look at the energy, is contagious. It just goes right through the pole, comes through the card, and right to the lady who picks it up. So, I don't know what's going on here today, but I love it. This Statement 38 is absolutely beautiful. First time on a Florida Powerboat Club event. Triple Mercury Racing 450Rs, all color matched to the boat. What a beautiful job by the team down at Statement Marine on this new 38. And I'm going to start this one off with a huge shout out to Tiffany Renfro for having that life jacket on, coming out and really leaving us a strong safety message about wearing those life jackets, especially when you're going on this big fast skater. We've got Jason Ventura and Bo Renfro in the front seat, and we've got the lovely Miss Celeste riding along today. This is a crew that does a lot of poker runs with us, always with this crew. These two couples do so many events together. Of course, this year, Jason riding with Bill Pyburn Jr. on a new race boat that they're campaigning on the offshore circuit. And it's another new team. Let's welcome Craig Blankenship and his crew, their very first poker run with the club all the way from Michigan. Another brand new boat. It's a Statement 35. Well, not brand new. It's a 2021 model, but it's brand new to them. They just took delivery of the boat recently. Merc 400s on the back. They said that the boat runs like a ninja on the water. And in their video bio, we asked them what their team name is, and Craig said, well, I don't have a name yet. But then he said, well, how about Team Good Time? And I'm thinking, works for me. And here's another new team, somebody we haven't seen yet, Alex and Lindsay Alanis from Fort Lauderdale, Team Never Not Working. That's not with a K. This is a 2004 36-foot Sportfish Cuddy Carrera center console. Got Suzuki outboards. Now there's a rare sighting, guys. And it's one more time with Tori Robeson from Minnesota, who spends more of his time now in Miami than ever before. And that's because he's enjoying this cigarette 42X Mercury Racing 1100s. I have had the pleasure of riding with him, and I can tell you it's an awesome boat to ride on, and he's an awesome guy to go boating with. In his video bio, he said that the highlight for him is a pure sun and fun with FPC. And here's another one of our teams all the way from New Jersey, Mike Chasuli, his wife Elena, and he's got the boys riding along today. And if he wasn't here with us, he'd be freezing his butt off in New Jersey. So happy to have you guys joining us in this beautiful MTI. And meanwhile, back up in Pompano Beach, Florida, that's right about 45 miles away. We are getting the helicopter prepped. And why do we fly from Pompano? Because we're flying with Florida Coast to Coast Helicopter, who have taken care of us for as long as I can remember, probably close to 15 years now. In the front seat's going to be Jerry, in the back seat Joe, and together the two of them with pilot Drake have been a very strong team when it comes to covering our events. There's always some hope that they'll find a boat out there running offshore, and indeed they did, heading down towards Miami. In this case, it was Rick Regal, because he keeps his boat at Performance Trading in Fort Lauderdale. So he got launched in Fort Lauderdale, and even though it's pretty sporty out here, Rick's running his 42X cigarette Mercury Racing 1100s, and Rick has never let us down, not once, not ever, when it comes to running this boat and putting on a good show. And he really got the boat dialed in for a great shot here as we headed south towards Miami. Whoa, getting some serious air. So we're going to get as close as we can and try to give you guys a feeling of what it's like to ride in the cockpit of this 42X. And it's a quick flyover of Haulover Marine Center, where we can say pretty quiet by now. Remember, a lot of the boats have already left Haulover, as well as TNT Marine Center, and headed down south, rendezvousing at Grove Harbor Marina, because, of course, that is the official starting point. Looking down now, you can actually see on the left there that long dock that they've added at Grove Harbor. That's the additional docking that has helped us with these poker run events, giving us more overnight docking for the club members. There's a shot there. And you can see that they've also got it set up for some big yacht docking. It's called med mooring, where they actually back the stern of the boat up to the dock, but still in construction right now, so no yachts in place. But look at all of the action with the poker run checkpoint. A lot of the boats still making their way into the harbor, and a lot of them pulling away. But this wide angle really illustrates just how big this Coconut Grove boating area is. They've got so many marinas all stacked up here, a lot of yachts and a lot of sailboats, but today it's all about the power boats. As our Florida Powerboat Club makes their way out into the open bay waters, we're actually asking everyone to hold back until the helicopter is ready, because we want to get a good start, but more importantly, we want to have a safe start. And that's by letting all of the high-performance boats lead off first, so they can be the front runners, and then all of the other groups will fall into place. I'm actually going to be running solo today, and the reason for that is simply that Jackie is going to be driving the car down to Isla Mirada, and the FPC girls, well, they're going to stay home because we got the whole Key West crew coming to join us in Islamorada for the event. So I get to run this first leg of the run all by myself, and guess what, guys? Sometimes I like it that way. And for those of you who are keeping track, this is now my third poker run with that new set of Mercury Racing 565s. And as planned, the front runners have got a good start here on Biscayne Bay, and that's exactly what we wanted. We like to have the faster boats push those throttles and get ahead, just like Tommy Archer's doing right now. Team Laughing Giraffe is a 41-foot skater with Mercury Racing 1100s. And it looks like this little Phantom is going to run with the big dogs. Let's listen in. And speaking of running with the big dogs, guys, you're going to see a lot more of this, and that's those center consoles actually joining the group of front runners. That's David Landsman and Chris McCauley off in the distance with their brand new Midnight 43s, both of them 5 engines. So they are just kicking it up good here. These boats will run upwards of 90 miles per hour, but of course we discourage that on poker runs. Remember that they are full of people typically, and it's an open air boat, and we like the center consoles to maintain that 70 mph guideline for speed, because it just is not a boat that's designed to go fast with a boat full of people. But David's got the boat dialed in nicely. There's nobody sitting in the front seats. Everybody's hanging on for the ride. And Team Game Changer putting on a great show for the Midnight crew in this brand new 43 Solstice. And we just saw Michael Chasuli up on the dock here for the last poker card. He didn't waste any time getting on the throttles and getting this MTI 390X up to speed. This boat will cruise all day long at 100 mph. I had a chance to ride with Mike a year earlier on this very same run coming back from the Keys to Miami. We cruised at 105 from Key Largo right to Miami. And one thing that continues to amaze me is how MTI managed to find room to put 8 seats in the cockpit of this 390X. And I might add that's 8 seats for 8 big grown-up guys. So I think that's a great feature of this MTI 390X. And now for something completely different. Indeed, this is Team Orange Crush, George Ariano, in a 47-foot Victory Cat, pretty much styled after a full race configuration with the canopy ripped off and a small cockpit, recently repowered at TNT Marine with Mercury Racing 1350s. And now the third entry from the Ariano fleet is Team 151 Express. This is a 35-foot DCB Mercury Racing dual fuel 1100 1350s. And it's one more time with Jeff and Brenda Jacobs. We saw them come up to the dock earlier. Once again, very loyal supporters of this event and the club. They've done a lot of poker runs with us and really enjoying this center console cigarette. Their last boat was a 36-foot cigarette Gladiator with a very small cockpit, but they've got kids now and a big family and a lot of friends, so this 39-foot cigarette GTR is just the ideal platform for their poker run lifestyle. And let's welcome back Andrew Rocco. Team Time Conscious is a 34-foot Victory Cat made in Dubai, pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs, and my how time flies, because it was, almost over 2 years ago that he got this boat new. It's a 2021 Victory that he's done the Key West Poker Run in several events with us with the club, now kicking off 2023. She's running great. And for this team, it's their first time on the Miami Boat Show run. Denny and Alana Leak until dawn. This is a 2008 Cigarette 42X with Mercury Racing 700s and Stage 2 Whipple kits. And she sounds so sweet. Denny and Alana traveled 1,200 miles from Ohio to join us. And nice to see Grant Bernardi joining us again all the way from Minnesota. We saw a lot of this boat in the previous Key West episodes. He joined us for that event back in November. So here he is again in February having fun in the Keys. And it's another team that joined us for Key West last November, put on a great show. Michael Lacasse from New Hampshire. Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs on this Midnight Express 37 model. He's got the boat loaded up and they are raring for some fun. Good to have this crew back again in February. And looking at the weather report from back at home in New Hampshire, I'm guessing that they're pretty happy to be here too. And it's one more time for Team Triple J's. That's a lot of love from our helicopter for this crew today in this 39-foot cigarette. Interesting note, guys, out of the 70-plus boats that are registered for this event, 14 registered cigarettes, making it about 20% of the fleet. And here's a team that knows only one speed. It's wide open throttle. Connor and Allie Toomey. Team Alley Cat is a 32-foot Doug Wright cat with Mercury Racing 300Rs. Skimming across the water today, and altogether 3 Doug Wrights registered for the event, one of our newest sponsors with Florida Powerboat Club. And a special welcome to another one of our sponsored teams. This is Big Thunder Marine representing the Key Largo store. Anthony and Dad Shad Vera riding along on this 34-foot Fountain, triple Mercury 300 outboards. Anthony, of course, at the helm. Why? Because he won't get on a boat if he can't drive it. And, of course, Dad, well, he's probably got his phone in his pocket, checking the sales leads and making sure things are going good back at the shop. And an appropriate segue to another brand new fountain. This is Simon Williams with this 38 SCX model, triple Mercury Racing 400 V10s, and representing Fountain, the factory, and Cortez Cove Marina, Bradenton, Florida. And just 3 months after the Key West Poker Run, we now see Zach Polsky again from New Jersey in his Midnight Express 43 Solstice 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. And it's just a quick hello to Brett Manier from Performance Boat Center in this 40-foot Sensation CCX model. We'll see a lot more of Brett and this crew in a future episode. And let's welcome back Steve and Teresa Presley. They've taken a little break from the club, but they're back at it with Team Extreme Induction, 48-foot MTI with big Mercury Racing 1550s. We used to see them in their cigarettes. They happen to keep them. They've got a cigarette center console and a cigarette Top Gun, but now enjoying a big MTI Cat with some big power running on 1550 mode. Just a beautiful day today as we head further south on Biscayne Bay. Everybody kind of dialed in for a nice ride. Catching up now with Tori Robeson from Minnesota with this Cigarette 42X Team B First, just pouring along with those Mercury Racing 1100s. He's always got some very interesting and cool things to say in his video bios. He said, what's his favorite thing about powerboating? He said, the challenge of making a great event with man, machine, and environment. Well, that indeed is what is going on here today. Altogether, 70 powerboats registered and everybody just out for a fantastic ride. And he also mentioned in his video bio he'd really love to see me do more club interviews with the actual club members who are there in their boats. So you know what? I think, Tori, we need to do that starting with you on the next poker run. So get ready, dude. And it's another team that we often see at the Key West Poker Run. Nice to see them joining us now for the Miami Run. Bruno and Rebecca Perret and Team Megawatts. 39-foot Outer Limits with Twin Mercury Racing 520s. Now there's a rare combination. Who'd have thought they'd see 520s in this quad step Outer Limits Quattro model? But I know the history, and that's because the previous owner had 525s, and when he sold the boat he wanted it to be perfect, so he just went ahead and repowered it. And I know that since Bruno and Rebecca bought this boat, they have had a fantastic time. It's been such a reliable and fun ride for them. Did a nice job of getting the boat into clean water for this aerial segment. And now one more time with Craig Blankenship. We saw them dockside getting their first card. Now it's time to see them run. 35-foot Statement. It's got triple Mercury Racing 400Rs, 2021 model. Just purchased it from Statement. And I like that Craig said that he really got treated nicely by Nick and the team at Statement. He said it was a very pleasant experience. So it's always good to get that feedback from newcomers to our sport. And I know they're going to store this boat at the Statement factory, so maybe we'll see him again before the season is out. And now we're joining Mark Stoddart, one of our few Canadian entries in this 42-foot Huntress 5 Mercury Racing 400Rs. We're used to seeing Mark in big fast machines like MTI Cats, but seems to be liking the center console lifestyle now. He's had this boat for a couple of years, and he's done a lot of poker runs. I know that when they get to Isla Mirada, they're going to keep it on cruise control and head straight on into Key West. That's because they love going to Key West in the winter months, and this may be the last time we see him until the next poker run. Well, guys, let's do a quick flashback. A few days earlier during the Miami Boat Show, when we actually brought back the Miami Boat Show Bash, here's the venue before we opened the party up for the night. But we decided that the Sagamore Hotel on Collins Avenue was the ideal venue. So we got in early and set up the venue, and I think it is just an ideal spot for a good vibe. And it's easy to get to because it's just a few blocks from the Miami Boat Show. But look at this nice hospitality area. All we need now is some people and some ladies. Yes, indeed, we got the ladies. We need some cold drinks and we need some music, and we've got all of the right elements for the comeback of the Miami Boat Show Bash. Special thanks to our friends at Speed in the Water for joining us and arranging the party, which is presented by WRIGHT Powerboats. We were also joined by sponsors Waves and Wheels, Maryland Offshore, Wozencraft Insurance and Finance, and Graphics One Custom Paint. And our lovely ladies, that's the new girl on the left, followed by Justine, and of course Kendall, and welcome back Kelly and Kiki, who have done events with us in the past. So let us begin with a very special thanks to J.R. Aiden and all the crew from WRIGHT Powerboats for jumping on as our presenting sponsor here to help us set up this venue and do a very nice job. I thought it was a perfect venue and a great evening, really, to have the Boat Show Bash. And many of us can remember way back when we used to have these parties here on South Beach year after year. And it was kind of a Florida Powerboat Club tradition that went away, just before COVID. But really it went away when everybody moved with the boat show going to Virginia Key. Made it very difficult for us, or for anybody really, to have a party and manage the logistics of getting a lot of people to a party venue. Bringing the boat show back to Miami Beach really solved that problem, and having all of these cool venues over on Collins Avenue, just a couple of blocks from the Miami Convention Center, is really what has made this a reality for us again. So we certainly hope to and plan to bring this party back again. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of pretty ladies at this event. So we're going to give a little more love to our FPC girls here as they welcome everybody to the party. And we hope you enjoy these video clips, which featured a very festive and enjoyable evening for all of us. And it was nice to see everybody return, and we just hope that we can keep this going again in 2024 and years beyond. We really love the Sagamore Hotel venue, so the staff there treated us great. We love the outcome. So chances are we'll have a room block, maybe a small room block for 2024. If you're interested, please call the club office, and we'll have more details as we get closer to the fall season. Well, guys, we are approaching the half-hour mark, so let's move on, and we've got plenty more exciting powerboating in paradise with members of the Florida Powerboat Club with our continued coverage of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run 2023 edition, celebrating 28 years of this annual event that takes place every February. And I know you guys don't want to miss another episode, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones, along with our producer Ryan McCoy, in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.